guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are decorating an apartment. This one is actually one of the bigger ones. So it's one of the Alto Apartments. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Is that a name? I'm not sure. But anyways, so this is one of the bigger apartments in Uptown. It's one of the one-story ones because currently I'm not touching the multiple story ones. I kind of have a plan that I want to decorate the 3-story one sometime very soon. I think it's called 888 Spire Apartments or something, but it's not going to happen anytime in the near future because like I've said in previous videos, I'm kind of trying to do shorter videos these days, even though this one turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it would. Like, I was honestly like, I'm gonna decorate a smaller apartment, and then I started decorating this one. And I don't really know how that came to be, but it happened. So we're just gonna see how this voiceover goes, and if my jaw starts to hurt, then I'll take a break and come back. So anyways, just you've been warned. So it wasn't really the plan to decorate one of the bigger ones, but I feel like I've just gone through all the smaller ones so many times by now that I just felt like I had to do something else. And I also went with a different floor plan than I usually would, so there are fewer bedrooms in this with this floor plan, but I do like it. It does have a little bit more of a luxurious vibe to it because everything is quite open, and some of the rooms, like this one for example, is very big, but yeah, I don't know. Also, the bedrooms are pretty big too. It's very unlike me because I like to make small, cramped spaces, which is actually really difficult to do in this apartment because of the window size, because there are 3 tiles. I don't like narrow rooms that are 3 tiles wide, but not for apartments this size. I feel like it's kind of disproportionate. But I also don't want to make it, like, you have the choice between making it 3 or 6, and 6 tiles wide is suddenly a little bit too big. So what do you do? So I actually kind of liked to just experiment a little bit. Some of the bedrooms are oddly shaped. They basically all have walk-in closets. That should be fully functional, by the way, because I did not just place in clothing racks or not even clothing racks, but clothing hangers, and also the shoe racks. Yeah, those are called shoe racks. I didn't just place those, I did place dressers in there so your Sims can actually change their clothes, even though technically for gameplay purposes you only need a mirror actually to change your Sims clothes. Just in case you did not know, you don't actually need a dresser or a wardrobe or I don't know, something like that. You just need a mirror. It's kind of strange, but that's how the game works. But yeah, just to add a little bit more of like luxury to the apartment, I felt like it was fitting to give them all walk-in closets. So we only have 3 bedrooms total. One is for a kid, one is for a teen, and then there's the parents' bedroom as well. And then I actually and then I also gave them an office as well, which doesn't have any windows, but I was like, should I make this a bedroom as well, or should I just make it an office? And then I thought, I don't really like bedrooms that don't have windows. I feel like I personally would be very uncomfortable living in a room, having a bedroom without windows, because like, when is it daytime? When is it night? Like my body would never be able to tell. I don't know if that's just me. So also, how do you get fresh air in there? Like, you would have to have a very well-functioning ventilation system or something like that. So I just prefer when the bedrooms, even though I don't even think you can open these windows technically, like, I think if you lived in this apartment, you wouldn't actually be able to open these windows anyways, but I still feel like there should be some kind of natural light in bedrooms, so yeah, just some kind. So whether, like, it doesn't matter if the bedroom is turned south, like facing the sun, at least if you live in the northern hemisphere, whatever. I suppose it's different if you live on the southern hemisphere. That's actually kind of trippy to think about. Anyways, it doesn't really matter if like the room is turning the right way or whatever, in the right direction. I just feel like windows are important in bedrooms, so I decided to turn that into an office. I don't know if any of the parents work from home. I don't think they do. But I actually don't really know what they do. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I just felt like it was fitting to make them an office. So it's quite cozy in there. There's a computer and some couches and bookcases and stuff like that. So for the color scheme, I was actually really close to going for almost the typical sort of like white and beige and like lighter wood tones and stuff, but then I decided to just go a little bit crazy. So we're not actually sticking to a specific wood tone. We're using a lot of different ones, which might be a mess to some of you guys, but I actually like when everything isn't matchy-matchy. It's not really my vibe when everything matches like perfectly. I feel like it's a little bit more natural, or not natural, realistic if everything doesn't fully match. So we're not sticking to a specific wood tone today, but then other than that, we're mainly going for beige and brown and white furniture, I think, or at least like an off-white kind of color. I was trying to add a little bit more color in the what's it called, the living room at some point, but I kind of backtracked on that a little bit as well. And then I thought like green walls, like very luscious green walls would look good with the different brown tones that we're using. So I decided to go all in on that. So there's a lot of not a lot of flowers, a lot of plants around the apartment. But that's not really something that's new to my interiors. I tend to definitely go all in when it comes to plants. So it's a bit of like a touch of the typical kind of me interior, I suppose, or something. So yeah, that is what we're doing today. I don't recall ever doing an interior like this. I also don't really know what style to call it. Usually I'll try to stick to like modern or some kind of rustic interior or bohemian or something like that, but this is definitely a bit on the mixed side. Not that I personally mind, but I know that like with the mismatching tones and then the mismatching furniture, it might come off a bit as a mess to some people out there. However, I enjoyed decorating this. I think it looks kind of okay. So that's the biggest compliment I'm gonna give myself. So yeah, I think it works together. It's just you have to like properly look at the items to realize that they work together. Does that make sense? I know I'm selling my apartment so well. This is why I should never be a real estate agent, because I would not know how to sell. I can't even sell a shoe or whatever. Actually, that's not true. I'm not super proud of this, but I'm literally the kind of friend that if we go shopping, you'll come home with like 4 bags of clothing and I won't have bought anything because I'll just keep saying, yeah, you should buy this and you should buy that, and then give good reasons as to why they should buy the stuff. So that's me. That's like one of my good friends from school. Like years ago, we went to school together. Her parents, I had a reputation among her parents because whenever she'd come home and she'd carry shopping bags home, they'd be like, oh, you went out with Rosa, didn't you? And she'd be like, yeah, I did. Because she would always buy stuff when we went out together, like always spend all her money when we went out together. And then when she went out with her other friends, she'd always come home empty-handed. And I don't know, maybe I just have that influence, but I'm sorry. I don't mean to do it. It's just I like shopping. So there is that. And I don't know, I can always find a good reason to buy something, you know? Not that I spend a lot of money, because I really don't, but I don't know, maybe I should be, like, maybe I could be a good real estate agent or something like that. That was my point, even though I don't really know. It's kind of hard. How do you sell an apartment? Like, how do you do that? I feel like if it's someone else's creation, maybe I could, but with my own, I am Danish after all. We're not supposed to brag, so it's like a thing. It's a thing here. It actually is. Like, you're always told that you're not better than anyone else, so bragging is just like a no-go. So I don't think I'd be able to sell something that I have personally created, but if I could sell someone else's creation, I'd probably be good at like complimenting the creation and stuff. I'm saying the creation because I don't know what I'm selling. Why am I even talking about this? We are working on the living room right now. As you can see, it's a fairly, well, you can't see right now, but before, you can see it's a fairly big living room. And I actually didn't really know what, I just remembered this because I put down the llama, and I remember thinking when I put down the llama that this is kind of weird. Like, why would they have this item? It doesn't really fit their whole vibe. But then I thought, you know what? Let's just clutter this up like crazy. Let's just use a lot of different styles of clutter. Let's not necessarily make anything match whatsoever. They just like to collect different things. So they have some vases and some pots as well, and then they have a weird llama that maybe one of the grandparents made or something. And as you can see, just to prove my point regarding the whole like mixed styles thing situation that we're doing, these cabinets definitely do not match the style of the modern, mid-century modern couches. So I am fully aware of that, but I just had some fun with it. The cabinets are kind of traditional looking, while the bookcases behind the back couch, they're more contemporary, and then the couches are mid-century modern. And then we have a coffee table and a side table that's a whole different style. So it's just a mix, but sometimes it's fun to just go a little bit crazy with the stuff that we got with all the various packs. I have all the packs, so I can go extra crazy. And I just like to mix match furniture sometimes, even though I know that it's a mess to some people, but for me it's fun. So in here we have, I think this is for the teen. I just had to think, because usually I'll do like the parents' bedroom first, and then I'll move on to the teens, or young adults first. If there's a young adult living at home, I'll do their bedroom first. I basically just follow like an age order, but today I was meant to turn this into, or I had meant to turn this into a children's bedroom, but then I actually changed my mind as I was decorating, because I realized that this bedroom's, or the bathroom that comes with this bedroom, because they all have ensuite bathrooms. Why does that sound so weird all of a sudden? They all have personal bathrooms, whatever. They have their own bathroom, and then there's an extra 2 bathrooms. One is for the office, and one is just like gathered between all the, or like in the middle of all the bedrooms. So there's a lot of bathrooms in this house or apartment. There's also a laundry room, but I forgot to record it, so it's not included in the video. But there is one. I promise I'll show a picture of it at the end of the video. However, let's get back to the subject. So this was supposed to be for the kid. I felt like for some reason this was going to be for the kid. I don't know if it's because it might be closer to the parents' bedroom or something. I don't know if the other bedroom is actually bigger, but then I changed my mind. So this is for the teen. They don't have a lot of stuff in here, like a lot of furniture, but that's also because I personally don't like to place furniture in front of windows unless it's like a desk or a couple of chairs or a keyboard or something like that. I'm fine with that, but like actual furniture such as beds or dressers, wardrobes, anything big like that is a no-go for me. I don't really know why fully. I feel like it might be something to do with the fact that it's blocking out all the natural light, which to me doesn't make sense. You have a window to get natural light and then you put stuff in front of it. That doesn't make sense to me. I actually found a picture of someone's home not too long ago. I think I shared it on my Discord server. If you want to join the Discord server, by the way, there is an invitation link in the description down below. I'm pretty sure I just said invitation link. My pronunciation is kind of a struggle these days because I am trying not to move my cheeks too much still, and I've been updating you guys on this way too much, so I'm not going to talk about it still, or today, but I'm trying not to move my cheeks too much. So that's why my pronunciation might be off now and then, just so you know. But anyways, about the room or the picture that I saw and I shared on Discord, it was from someone's like cottage home or something, and they've basically decorated it a bit like, it's a bit like fantasy inspired, which I personally don't mind. There's a lot of stuff in there though. It's like overly cluttered in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. If they like it, that's their decision. However, one thing that really was cringeworthy to me was that they had smaller windows, with it being a cottage, older houses and also cottages and stuff actually have, usually at least, if they're not renovated in some way, they have smaller windows a lot of the time. And their bedroom had like really, really small windows. And for some reason, they decided to put the bed with like a huge headboard right in front of one of the windows. So it was basically blocking out most of the natural light. And I just don't understand that. Unless you don't like the outside or something, maybe you fear the sunlight. I don't know, maybe you're a vampire. Unless it's like something like that, I don't fully get it. But it's your decision. It's just not my personal preference. So that's what I was trying to avoid throughout this whole apartment. I know that I just placed a bookcase in front of the window. I do realize that, but I didn't place it directly in front of the window. I placed it in front of one of the curtains. So it's all good as long as it's not like touching the window. But that was the kids' bedroom, and I was actually decorating that bedroom and I just felt really weird about it because I don't know, it just hit me that children's bedrooms are kind of strange because they need all these different toys that take up so much space, like the dollhouse and the big plushies, and I don't even the toy box is huge. So you have all these different items just scattered around the room, but you don't really have like proper furniture pieces like a wardrobe or a dresser or something like that that takes up like wall space. So I always end up, I don't know if I'm like fully explaining this right, but I always end up having all these different items that are like on the floor, but there's nothing on the walls. It just looks so odd. However, I decided to go with some of the tiny living pictures that I use all the time basically because they're amazing. I love them. Also, tiny living furniture was inspired by Denmark and Norway, so that's a big thumbs up from me. And I overuse them like crazy. I know that. I realized, but it's my choice and I love the items. Why can't we get like a game pack with just those like items in that kind of style? I know they're mid-century modern, but they just have a bit more of a cozier vibe to them compared to the mid-century modern items that came with Get Famous. There's just something more cozy about them, which I know is done on purpose because the team did describe that they were trying to get inspired by the term hygge, which I'm not going to try and explain again because I've tried so many times and I feel like a lot of you are probably really annoyed with it by now, but it's a thing. And I don't know, I would just really like a game pack with that kind of furniture, like the more cozier mid-century modern furniture with pillows and throws and our candles and stuff. I don't know. It would be great, so is my point at least. It would be great for me. So anyways, this is the parents' bedroom. Definitely a weird shape to this, also size, whatever, shape to this room. It's just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. You can see it in the floor plan picture at the end of the video if you haven't seen the room shape already, but it looks kind of odd and didn't fully know what to do with it, but I feel like it worked out okay. So I was super jealous, or I am super jealous of their fireplace. I would love for, during the winter months at least, it would be amazing to have a fireplace in the bedroom. I feel like that would just be the coziest thing ever. So I was like, I need to give them a fireplace, even though it doesn't fully fit the whole vibe of this apartment overall, because it's very, actually, I feel like it's cozy but luscious and luxurious at the same time. Is that a thing? Is that a vibe? I don't really know, but I feel like that would probably be the best way to describe this apartment. Luxurious, luscious, as in plantsy, and cozy at the same time. So I don't know. Let me know. How would you describe this apartment? Because I can't figure it out. So this is the only bathroom that I'm showing you guys, but there are 4 other ones. They are about the same size as this one, actually. I think the teen's bedroom has a bathroom that's the exact same shape. The windows are just placed differently, which actually made it really difficult to decorate, but hey, I managed somehow. I don't really know how. If you don't like those shower heads, by the way, because I do know that they actually make your Sims uncomfortable, I just like the way they look, and for me, looks are sometimes more important than gameplay because I don't really play the game, and that's completely okay. But if they bother you, you can just like swap them out with some other shower, whatever, that's fine. But I've used them in the majority of the bathrooms, I think, because they're more customizable than some of the other, or basically compared to all the other showers, they're more customizable because they're open. They don't have a shower stall. So yeah, I've used them quite a lot. I always use them quite a lot. They're amazing for tiny houses as well. We should get a shower head like that, but that has higher needs or gives higher needs, because that would be amazing for gameplay. Gameplay is still something, don't get me wrong, like gameplay is still something that I take into consideration when I decorate, because I want to make sure that my houses and apartments are actually usable for you, are like you can play in them, they're functional and everything. So it's still something that I take into consideration. I don't go crazy merging items because of that, because sometimes they won't work, and I don't place furniture too close together because of this, like for the same reason. But generally when it comes to like needs and stuff and also pricing, I don't care. Because suddenly that's too many restrictions and I just want to have fun. I want to be able to decorate as I want to. I don't want to have to think about this item makes your sim uncomfortable or this item makes your sim flirty or something. I just want to decorate like crazy with no restrictions whatsoever. So do keep that in mind, but you're always welcome to customize my houses to your liking if you want to. If there's something you don't like maybe there's a couch in the living room that really makes you angry or something, you can swap it out with another couch if you want to. That's completely fine. I think I've talked about this before as well. Like, I feel completely okay with you guys customizing my builds or apartments to your liking. That is completely fine because I don't really think about the needs too much when I build. I just make sure that everything looks okay to me. So this is the office. I think this is the last room that we are decorating on cam because I did the other bathrooms afterwards and I don't recall there being other rooms than this one after this. So this is the last one. But it's definitely not the typical kind of office that I usually do, which would be a little bit more open. Maybe if one of the parents or the owners of the apartment or house worked from home, they would have, or if they had like a higher position in a company or whatever, they would have to have home meetings. So I'd add a couple more chairs. But this is like just overcluttered, and I know there's no desk in here. They have their computer on island counters, but I like how that looks sometimes. It's been a while since I've done that as well, so I feel like I just had to bring that back a little bit, but it's not the typical kind of office. I hope you guys like it though. But that's all for me today. I hope you guys like this apartment. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. Let me know what other smaller builds and apartments you want to see from me in the comment section. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.
I want you close, maybe hold your hand a little while. Somehow I know you're gonna be the girl that I'll end up calling my own. We ride around in style, sleeves rolled up, glasses on, and then you make that smile and my heart starts racing when I'm with you. When I'm with you. Sunshine feels like everything stops for a while when we look into each other's eyes. How could I ever let you go now when you're looking like that? Can't get enough of this. Being with you is a never-ending sunshine. You got your high heels on, I'm wearing my worn out jeans. What could go wrong? Sipping on a beer, sing along to our favorite songs. All I want is you. You make my world spin round and round. Sometimes I don't know what to do, cause my heart starts racing when I'm with you.